again to the Africa Wiki Women Skill Up Workshop training. Today we'll be going on, we'll be having a Wikipedia training. But before we move on to that, would like to have a quick icebreaker. Okay, so I would share my screen for the icebreaker. Please, I ask that. Oh, sorry. I'll just share that again. Okay. Yeah, so we have an icebreaker here. So we have an icebreaker. It's going to help us to build connections. It's going to help us to build connections. I have just one icebreaker here. So we want to know something about you. You know, we are here to learn about Wikipedia. Okay, so and I know that before now, some persons might just be new to Wikipedia, and some persons might just be some persons might have started editing Wikipedia before. So what if you started editing Wikipedia? We want to hear what inspired you to start editing Wikipedia. Kindly share with us in the chat. Okay, what inspired you to start editing Wikipedia? I don't know. Can you see my screen? Khadija, please confirm if my screen is.
Yes, very clear.
Yes,
okay. Okay, so tell us what inspired you to start editing Wikipedia. You can tell us in the chat, okay? And then if you are just if you are new to Wikipedia, you've not started editing, but you are excited about editing, so tell us what inspired you to even want to start editing Wikipedia. But if you've been editing, tell us in the chat what inspired you to start editing Wikipedia. Okay. I'm in the chat, so I'm in the chat and I'm not seeing anything. Is it that you're not seeing my screen or my question is not clear? This is an icebreaker, right? We want you to, it's just like a short, quick way of getting to know ourselves. We've known your name, but want to know what inspired you to start editing Wikipedia. Me, what inspired me to start editing Wikipedia is because I want to learn how to create articles. Eh? I want to write articles about Africa Wiki Women to amplify women's voices. You know, if nobody, if we don't tell our stories, nobody will tell it ourselves. So I want to be part of those that are telling the Africa Wiki Women stories on Wikipedia, and that's an inspiration to start editing. So tell us, we want to hear what inspired you to start editing Wikipedia.
I've shared my own.
Sorry. Okay. Let me check the chat. People are already responding. Okay, someone said I should respond the question. I should repeat the question. I said, what inspired you to start editing Wikipedia? So someone said, Emmanuel said his main inspiration for editing Wikipedia was to help promote his language, which is Fante, on the digital space. I don't know if I pronounce the language correctly. Fante is Fante. So Hossein said to correct mistakes in Wikipedia Hausa articles. Okay, interesting. So Abdul Rahman said he was inspired to start editing Wikipedia. Okay, his inspiration is because it is an editorial piece where individuals can share and also I'm trying to read and also learn more about articles in African historical context. Okay. I don't know who this is, anonymous. He said he wants to add to the growth of the community and he loves he or she loves historically images, stories and more so and so he could share with people around the world. Nnamdi said he was inspired because he saw the need to document history and culture for the world to see. Also, for his local language. Also, his local language was becoming extinct, and this was an opportunity to save it. Interesting. To us, Hossein said to also create a lot of free Wikipedia articles. These are really interesting things to see, right? So there are so many things that inspires you to do different things at different occasions, and it's really interesting to see all of your inspirations for joining for for editing Wikipedia. Okay, I'm not seeing any other thing. No. I'm seeing so many people on the call, but there are just few persons responding. Please tell us why, what inspired you to start editing Wikipedia. We want to hear. You don't have to talk, you can just share in the chat. We want to hear from you. We want to get from your inspirations. Abel said to contribute to free knowledge. We want to hear from your inspirations because this will help so many other persons to. Okay, I'm seeing so many things in the chat. Blessing said I should start calling names. I think I will do that. Okay, Wally Wikimedians community said he was amazed at his first editing on Wikipedia, seeing his work on the internet. Is that not beautiful? Maurice said to improve articles, discuss content, and refine writings, and also learn new things. Interesting. Like Blessing said, I think I will have to start calling people's names. So come and tell us why you're editing Wikipedia. And if you've not started editing, like I said, you can and you want to, because you want to edit Wikipedia. That's why you are interested in learning how to edit Wikipedia. That's why you are on this call. So what inspired you to want to learn how to edit Wikipedia? Okay, I'll just take more, maybe two more, and then go into the session. Abdul said he was inspired to learn Wikipedia, especially wiki quotes, where individuals search for the quotes of our leaders worldwide, which help individuals to be motivated and also help people to think about the future, which will help the nation to be developed, especially in Africa. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. Okay, I'm still seeing more. To learn and contribute to the community by Seidu. Kristen said to write articles, translate articles to local languages, and upload images to Wikimedia Commons. Okay, that's those are great inspirations for editing Wikipedia, and I hope it inspires others as well to want to contribute to Wikipedia as well. So thank you so much for participating in our icebreaker session. So we advise that you keep the conversation going and continue to break down barriers. So I'll stop sharing my screen now so we can move on to the next thing in our agenda for today. Okay.
Okay, let us
So,
invite Abdul.
okay, go ahead, Khadija.
Let us invite Abdul Rahim Zimli, our today's speaker, to train us the basics of Wikipedia
Okay.
guidelines, rules and regulation, and notability criteria, and practical Wikipedia article edit. Welcome, Abdul Abdul Rahim Zibli, a member
Okay,
of
thank you.
Open Foundation West Africa, Tameli Wiki Hub Lead.
Okay, thank you so much, Khadija. Thank you so much, Khadija. So before Abdulrahim takes over, I would like to say a few things about Abdulrahim, our um trainer for today. He's a dedicated Wiki project trainer and contributor. He's also a certified Kiwix trainer. He's a member of the Open Foundation West Africa. He's the lead for the Tamil Tama Wiki Hub. Abdulhamid, please, when you come on board, you have to pronounce that for us. Sorry. He's focused on youth mobilization to the Wikimedia movement and offering trainings and mentorship. So let's welcome Abdul Rahim to take over the mic. And please, I want us to do more. Let's welcome him in the chat. It's not easy to share what you know freely. So please let's give him a warm welcome in the chat. We welcome you. Please, I'm not seeing anything. No, you are welcome, Abdulramid. There should be drum rolls. People should be dancing because it's not a small training we want to do today. I'm not seeing anything. Are you not excited about this training? I'll tell Abdulramid to go. Okay, yeah, that's more like it. Energy, please. Rose, okay. Ha, Rose is drumming for our trainer today. That's more like it. Ikenna is dancing. Yes, that's more like it. Please let's welcome Abdurrahim. Okay, you are welcome, Abdul Rahim. Please, you can take over the mic. You can take over the mic now. They've done what I wanted them to do. If not, I would have told Abdul Rahim to just leave, but he said I should not send you away. So Abdul Rahim, please take over the mic and thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Pascaline, for the introduction. Meanwhile, while they are playing the drums and also just dancing to it here, I would like to use some few seconds to share my screen and then start the presentation. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, of course, we can see it. Aha.
Okay.
It's still load. Yes, we can see it now. Please, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for the introduction once again. And then today, our training, I'm trying to see how brief I could be as much as I can. And then as you mentioned, on the process of the training, I know there are people who are already experienced in editing and they've also joined. The Wikimedia space is a moment or a space where even if you know how to edit and then know all the policies, it is good we remind each other. So the people who are first timers, you would learn for the first time, and those who already know, I think this is going to be a reminder. And then at the end, if you are having any question, you can reserve it after the presentation, then you can bring it in. So as it has already been mentioned, we are going to learn about Wikipedia, the core policies, and then look at some basic practical editing. So they've already mentioned my name and then introduced me. The objectives of the training is to gain a clear understanding of what Wikipedia is, learn the fundamental guidelines for editing Wikipedia, and then also develop skills in editing Wikipedia. And that is a hands-on training to get how to change something or create a new article. Now, what is Wikipedia? Wikipedia is a fact-based collaborative website which allow anyone to create, edit, and improve articles on range of topics. And then on the slide, you can see that fact-based is highlighted. This tells us that it is not any information that can be kept on Wikipedia, but what you are putting there, it should be something that is authentic. And it is collaboratively written by volunteers worldwide, and operates under an open editing model. So the open editing model too, I highlighted that because open editing model means that you, the one who is coming to write, you are not the only one who would write on Wikipedia, but anyone at all who agrees to follow the rules and regulations of Wikipedia would also be able to edit. And that means that what you put on Wikipedia may be changed by someone or modified by someone. So when was Wikipedia started? Wikipedia was founded by Jimmy Wheels and Larry Sanger, and then they started it on 15th January 2001. I'm just bringing this one because as Wikipedians, you may be editing, but you don't know any history about it. So I just try to mention the inception so that we may know. And then Wikipedia is coined from the word wiki and then encyclopedia. So these are the two words from which Wikipedia is coined from. And wiki means it is just a website which anyone can edit or which improves collaborative work. That is the meaning of wiki. And then encyclopedia means that there are information from different backgrounds. So someone could be a scientist, someone being an engineer, someone being a doctor, and then you all contribute to the same thing. So wiki and then the pedia is from the Wikipedia is from wiki, and then the encyclopedia, which means everyone can edit it, and then from different backgrounds and then topics. Now, what is the vision of Wikipedia? All projects of the Wikimedia Foundation shares the same vision and mission, and that is the vision and mission of the Wikimedia Foundation itself. So the vision is: imagine a world in which every single human being can freely share in the sum of all knowledge. That is our commitment. And what this means is that imagine if the whole world, all the 8 billion people or so, can freely contribute their knowledge. Imagine the information that would be there for the whole world to benefit from. There are some people out there who have a lot of knowledge, but because they are not sharing, you, the one who would have benefit from that, you will not also get that opportunity to gain. But with Wikipedia, anyone at all will be able, to contribute their knowledge. Now, what Wikipedia is not, Wikipedia is not an advertising platform. So if you have your business, let's say you are having a record label, you are having a restaurant, or you are having any kind of business, Wikipedia is not a place for you to advertise your business or whatever you are doing. And then it is not a publisher of original research. So if you go to a particular place as maybe a journalist and then find out a particular information and you identify that what you found is right, Wikipedia is not a place for you to publish that information firstly, but you may have to publish on your news firm if it is authentic before it can be brought to Wikipedia. The same way, if you are a PhD student or let's say a first degree student, if you write your school research, Wikipedia is not a place that you can come to publish the work that you have done. So it is not a place for publishing original research. And then it is not a blog or web hosting platform or personal website. So you cannot just go to a program and then because you find that event to be interesting, you decide to write about it on Wikipedia. That is not allowed. Or maybe one day you just woke up and then you feel like going to the beach or going to have a fun at the football field, then you go and interesting things happen there, then you decide to put it on Wikipedia. This is not for Wikipedia, and it is not a propaganda platform. If you dislike someone and then the person deserves to have an article on Wikipedia, let's say it is a musician or a footballer or let's say a model, and the person has an article on Wikipedia, that is not the place you should come to rain all your insults on the person or come and alter the information of that person. So all these are not allowed on Wikipedia. Now, how do we contribute to Wikipedia? This is one of the interesting parts. Wikipedia is not just one editing way. We don't have a single way of editing Wikipedia so that if you cannot edit in that way, then you are not allowed. There are various ways people can contribute to Wikipedia. And then the first part is contributing in your own local language. And I was very happy during the introduction. Some people mentioned that they want to improve the culture of Africa on Wikipedia. And then someone even mentioned that her language was going into extinction. And then because of that, she sees Wikipedia as an opportunity to revitalize it. So you can write in your own language. If there is something on the English Wikipedia, let's say there is an article about Nigeria, fully written in English, then you can come and then translate that language, translate that article into your local language so that other people can read it. As far as the language you want to translate it to exist on Wikipedia, because we have local languages that exist on Wikipedia, but some are not on Wikipedia. And then you can also contribute from a specific field or profession. So, as I was mentioning, the encyclopedic part of it, for instance, I may be a nutritionist by profession. Someone would be a nurse. Someone is an engineer. Someone is a pilot. We all have different professions, or you may even be on the same profession, but maybe in terms of just our personal interest, someone is interested in sports, or let's say someone is interested in music. Any side or any particular field that you want to contribute on, there are articles on Wikipedia on that field that you can contribute about. So you can contribute from your profession. If you are a scientist, you contribute from on scientific articles. If you are a nurse, you also contribute on things that are related to your profession, if that's your interest. And then the third is improving the quality of articles by adding citation or sources. So you can find some Wikipedia articles, and when you read the information that is there, you can confirm that they are authentic because maybe you have seen that in news. But the article that is written itself, the person who wrote that information wasn't able to get references to add to that fact. And without the references, it will be very difficult for someone who doesn't really know about that information to confirm that what is written there is true. So you can contribute by going to find references and then add it to the information that is written on Wikipedia, and that would be your contribution to make the articles more authentic. Then the last one, the fourth one is proofreading and copy editing. So there are also articles of Wikipedia that you read. The content is true, the referencing is okay, but the readability is not that interesting. Two people can write information, and when you read it, you get the same content or understanding, but how it sounds, how it goes, the grammar, the choice of words may be different. So someone can come to Wikipedia and see a particular article, everything is fine, but the readability is not that good. So that person can come and then do proofreading and then change the wording to make it more palatable for people to read. Or maybe if there are grammatical errors and spelling mistakes, you can correct that, and then that is also editing. Now, what does it take to edit Wikipedia? Just like in Wikipedia is just like would I say a university. So it's a with the Wikimedia Foundation is a big organization, and then when you take Wikipedia to, it's like maybe a university. And then when you come to the university, you have faculties, and under every faculty they may have some specific rules and regulations. So Wikipedia have some instructions and rules and regulations that you need to know, and some guidelines before you can edit. So among them is you have to understand Wikipedia core content policies. There are about three core content policies, and then we will discuss them. And then you also need to learn the Wikipedia notability guideline. It is not any person at all or any event or any information that can be kept on Wikipedia. There are rules and regulations that are governing the information that can be on Wikipedia, and then we call it notability guidelines. So you need to know that before you can edit to Wikipedia. And then you also need to respect Wikipedia community guidelines. As Wikipedia, since it is a platform where many people are editing, there is a guideline for us to make sure that we don't hurt each other. Because at times you can just edit an article now, and then in the next 10 to 20 minutes, you will come and then another person will take that edit away and also change another information. So there are rules and regulation guiding our behaviors, and then you should know that before you can edit to Wikipedia. And then you also need to follow Wikipedia copyright and plagiarism rules. So the information that are on Wikipedia are supposed to be fact-based, as I mentioned earlier, and then these can be gotten from news firms. I don't know for other countries. In Ghana, I know authentic news firms, but internationally, we know like CNN and then Co are the authentic news firms that you can get information from. But you should not go there and then copy information that as they are and then come and publish it on Wikipedia. Plagiarism is not allowed, and then copyright is really respected in the Wikipedia space. And then this brings into my mind one particular question. If news firms publish information about events and about people, why would we waste our time to come and then still write the same information on Wikipedia? Someone might ask that, because the news, if something happens, or if someone is so significant, the person might already been written about on the news firms. And then why do we still want to write about the person on Wikipedia? The difference between Wikipedia and then the news firm is that Wikipedia is an aggregator of information. For instance, if we take a notable person like Aliko Dangote, CNN may host him and then ask him about just his personal lifestyle, and then maybe another news firm like Al Jazeera may host him and then they'll ask him about his educational background. Another news firm may host him and then they ask him about his business. Every human being have different parts. So these different news firm may have, some informations about the person, but none of them is going to be a complete information you can read and get to know a full understanding about such individual. So in Wikipedia, we now bring all these informations together as one, and in that way, we are able to get a fair representation of topics or individuals or events, so that anyone can come and read it without going to read all the other sources I was mentioning about, and then have a full understanding of the person. So that's what makes Wikipedia different. And aside that, you can read information about people on internet, and it may just be some people personal understanding or their personal blogs. But when we come to Wikipedia, we are writing a fact-based information, and that means that anything you are reading on Wikipedia would be authentic. So that's what makes different Wikipedia from the news sources. Now, we have 5 pillars of Wikipedia that every Wikipedian should know, or before you edit Wikipedia, you should know. And then the first one is Wikipedia is an encyclopedia. So I already mentioned that we are bringing information from different backgrounds and then from different topics. So you should know that it is not a specific category of information that are there. If you are interested in writing about sports, then you open Wikipedia, and then the information you are seeing is about entertainment. Please just leave it alone and then go and edit the one that you are interested in. So it is an encyclopedia. There are different topics and then people editing from different backgrounds. You should know that, and then you should respect that. The second one is Wikipedia is written from a neutral point of view. This is one of the most important pillars of editing Wikipedia. If you are to edit Wikipedia, you need to be impartial. You should set your personal interest aside. You have to write from a neutral point of view. Write things as they exist. And then this one, I would like to give an example, taking into consideration someone like C. Ronaldo and then Messi. If you are a football fan and then you are in support of maybe C. Ronaldo, then you come to Wikipedia to write about him. It is not allowed for you to come and then praise him and write about your personal opinions about him just because you love him. That is not allowed on Wikipedia. What the news firms or authentic news firms has published about him is what you are supposed to document on Wikipedia, and that would be a fair representation of the point. Beside that, you are not allowed to write about someone who is closer to you. So for instance, if your father or your mother or your uncle is a notable person, you are not allowed to write an article about that person as a Wikipedian, because that family ties you have with him is likely to influence your decisions, and you may be tempted to write something that favors him more than the reality of the person. And then the third one is Wikipedia is a free content that anyone can use, edit, and distribute. And I mentioned this one too. It is a content anyone can edit. So if you are the first person who creates article on a person or a particular topic, just know that after creating it, you are not the owner of the article. Any Wikipedian at all can come and then edit that information. You may even create an article, and in the long run, all the information you kept there will not exist again. Maybe because of change in trends, change in news, and then also maybe because the information you kept there, they were not able, they didn't have authentic citing, and then people got more important informations that are from authentic sources, and then they try to substitute that. So you have to respect that. your information can be edited, and then you can also edit someone's information. And mind you, if you edit something and someone comes and then takes that off, we have something that we call talk page, where you can go and then ask the person, just like on WhatsApp, but it exists on Wikipedia. Why did you remove this particular part of the edit I made? The person would explain to you, and then you just thank the person and you move on. But if someone edits your article, or change something that you've kept on the platform, then you come to rain insult on the person. It is going to bring chaos, and then it will bring a fight and argument, which is not allowed on the Wikimedia space. The fourth one is Wikipedia editors should treat each other with respect and civility. I think the explanation I gave really covered that as well. And then the last one, which looks very funny, but also important, is Wikipedia has no firm rules. We may have all these rules and regulations, but there are specific situations that we may have to relax one or two um, pillars in order to have a fair written content on Wikipedia. So Wikipedia has no firm rules doesn't mean that you can come and write anything there. But what it means is that there is a particular point in time a pillar may have to be relaxed a bit, because of the specificity of the particular topic or subject matter that you are going to write about. Now we have Wikipedia core content policies, and then we have three main Wikipedia content policies. And then the first one is neutral point of view, which is something that I explained already. I already explained what the neutral point of view is, writing from an impartial point of view. The one I will explain is the verifiability. So all the information you are writing should be attributed to a reliable published source. So if you are writing anything, if for instance, if I even write like about Amma, and I said Amma is the founder of this so and so company limited, then I should have a reference attached to it. And then it should not be any reference at all. It should be a reliable information from a published source, let's say a news firm, whether places like the Al Jazeera I mentioned, the CNN, the Africa Eye. You know the news firm for your countries. In my country, we have TV3 News, we have Metro TV and stuff. There are many in every country. You would know the authentic sources you can use. Please do not use blog post. Someone come and write something on his social media, and because the person always posts information that is true, you go to pick that information and put it on Wikipedia. That is not enough. That is not a verifiable source, because that person can also block whatever he wants at any point in time. So the information should be verifiable. You cannot write something on Wikipedia without adding a reference to it, and you cannot add a reference that is not from an authentic source. So it means that it should have a source, and then the source should be reliable and one that is recognized and has been noticed for the authenticity of their news. And then no original research. I've mentioned this one too. For instance, when I mentioned about Aliko Dangote, imagine you go and then do interview with Aliko Dangote. Maybe you have personal experience with him, and then he tells you about how some of his businesses backfire in maybe in the early 2000s. Although that information may be true, you've asked him, he himself told you, he may even show you evidences, but you cannot come and write it on Wikipedia because that's your original research. If you put that information there, maybe if I know you, I may think the information you put there is true. But what about someone who is reading the article from China, who is reading from Australia, someone who is reading from Germany or the United States of America? That person doesn't know you. And then the only way the person can verify if there was a link that the person can follow to really confirm that the information you put there is from an authentic source and then it is true. So no matter how true the information is, no matter how widespread the information is, no matter how the world knows about that particular information, if there is no news or if it is not from an authentic source, you still can put it on Wikipedia. Now we move to the notability guidelines, and then we see that the notability is the test used by editors to decide whether a given topic qualifies to have its own article on Wikipedia. Yes, so the notability guideline, it is the yardstick to determine is this article or is this topic qualified to have an article on Wikipedia or not? Simple and short. That is the notability guideline. As to whether something is notable enough to be kept on Wikipedia or not, it is the notability guideline that we can use. Then we have general notability guidelines, and then we have specific notability guidelines, and then we'll look at both. So first, starting with the general notability guideline, it says a topic is presumed to be suitable for a stand-alone article when it has received significant coverage in reliable sources that are independent of the subject. And then I highlighted some things. For instance, when you look at the significant coverage, I highlighted that. That means that the information about that person should not be something small. There should be detailed information about that particular topic, being it a person or a company. So it should not be a pass by. For instance, during the gunshot on Donald Trump, there could be bodyguards who were surrounding him. So let's say CNN document information about it, and then they just mention the names of the people who were guiding him at that time. The fact that the bodyguard name has been mentioned on an authentic source, just mentioning his name is not enough, because that information alone, his name alone, is not qualified for him to be documented on Wikipedia. So there should be detailed information about the person. Then we also talk about reliable sources, which I already explained, and then the information should also be independent of the subject. So this one too, that's when I explained that you should not write information about a topic matter that you are closer to, whether a family member, or let's say if you are a member of a particular company, you cannot write a Wikipedia article about that particular company. And aside that, if there is information on your company website, or if you have your own personal blog, in writing Wikipedia, you cannot use sorry in writing Wikipedia, you cannot use information from a particular website, a company website, to write about them, because their website is usually promotional, and then they put only their positive and promotional information there, so you can't use it. So we just give an example of a notable and then a non-notable articles to be written on. So a notable person is, for instance, a scientist with multiple peer-reviewed journal article and featured in the New York Times and Nature. So someone speaking?
Just
Please,
go
is
ahead.
someone speaking?
I will mute the person. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So example for the notable is a scientist with multiple peer-reviewed journal articles and featured in the New York Times and Nature. So you can see I highlighted multiple. It means that there is information about the person on multiple news firms. And then this multiplicity too is very important. If we have detailed information, I talked about detailed information about the person, and then we have detailed information about the topic. So if we have detailed information about the topic,
Sorry, Abdul Rahim. Please, can you unmute yourself? Sorry, Abdul Rahim. If you are speaking, we can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
So I think
Thank
when
you.
you try to mute that person, you rather muted me.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
So is my screen showing?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. I hope you can see clearly.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I was talking about the significance of coverage, and then getting the information from multiple sources. So if they host a person, let's say 3 times on the same news platform, and then and there is a lot of information covered on that person on different occasions, but by the same news firm. Let's say I said in my country we have Ghana Television. Maybe Ghana Television hosted a person about 5 times, and because of that, there is a lot of information about that person, but only on with Ghana Television. No other news firm has information about that person. Although there is significant coverage about the person, we still consider that the source is only one, and because of that, the person is not qualified to have a Wikipedia article. However, if there is significant coverage of the person, maybe on Ghana Television, one on Metro TV, one on TV3, these are different news firms, and with that, we believe there would be authentic presentation of the person. So in that, the person would now be qualified. And then I gave example of one that is not notable. A local entrepreneur would only one interview on a blog post. So just that you have a local entrepreneur and there is this blog post that attracts a lot of people, and someone has been given an interview on that platform, doesn't qualify him to be on Wikipedia. Okay, now we come to subject specific notability guidelines. And then these are notability guidelines that apply to different topics. We already mentioned that Wikipedia, we write from a lot of backgrounds. So these guidelines are to ensure that topics meet the general notability guidelines or have unique criteria that justify their inclusion. So from any topic you are writing, we may be looking at the general notability guideline, but that particular specific topic may also have its specific guidelines that we are supposed to follow. So when we come to notability for people, uh, a person is notable if they meet at least one of the following criteria. I'll just read that out. If there is significant coverage in the person from multiple sources that are independent of the person, I explained that. Or if the person has won major awards, let's say a national award or international award. For instance, if it is a musician and then the person won something like an Emmy Award, or a scientist who won a Nobel Prize, or maybe in your country there is this national award that is organized for this particular group of people, and the person has won an award, such significant award that is recognized, it may qualify him. And then proven impact in their field. If the person is a scientist, maybe there is a lot that is documented about the impact he has made, or if it is a musician, there is a lot of impact the person has made that is documented. It may qualify the person to have a Wikipedia article. And the last one is leadership in an important organization. So let's say if a person is the CEO of a big company like Apple, or maybe in your company, a very big organization, depending, we are from different countries, and you know important companies in your country. The person maybe having a position like maybe chief finance officer, chief operations officer, manager, or whatever. It may merit the person to have a Wikipedia article. Now we have the notability criteria for organizations and then companies. So the same with the general notability criteria, that there should be detailed information about that organization from not multiple sources that are independent of the organization itself. But there are two things that we are supposed to take note of when we come to organizations or companies. And then there is no inherent notability. And then when we say no inherent notability, we don't mistaken fame for notability in Wikipedia. You know, in our countries, sometimes someone can just come with an organization can produce a good, and then because of how nice it is, it goes viral on social media that millions of people knows about it. That doesn't qualify it to have a Wikipedia article, although it is notable to the general public. If it is not well documented by news firms, if there is no detailed information about it on news firms, we can't consider it to have an article on Wikipedia. So they can release something, it goes viral on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and whatever. But if it doesn't follow the general notability criteria of being having significant coverage from um, independent sources and then from reliable sources, then it will not have an article. And there is no inherited notability. When we talk about the inherited notability, an organization having an affiliation with a different organization that is qualified to have an article on Wikipedia will not qualify the other organization to have a Wikipedia article. For instance, Apple is a well-known organization globally. So if I start my business and then I happen to have a partnership with Apple, the fact that I have partnership with them would raise the name of my organization, will not qualify my organization to also have an article. Or maybe a rich person like Dangote comes and then he decides to invest in the company, and because of that, people get to know about the name of the organization. His name alone, his name attaching to my organization doesn't qualify to have an article because he himself also have an article. So we have two examples here too. A technology company well featured in the Wall Street Journal, CNN, and then Bloomberg. So you can see that this one, it means that there is well featured means that a lot of information is captured about the company. And then we've also mentioned some authentic sources that the information may be documented on, depending on where you are located. And then a notable one is a small startup with only press release and its own website as sources. That will not be notable to be kept on Wikipedia. Now, the third one is events. So, an event is also presumed to be notable if it has lasting major consequences or effect on major geographical scope, or receives significant non-routine coverage that persists over a period of time. So, if an event happens, for us to consider it uh, authentic enough to be kept on Wikipedia, the general notability criteria must be followed. It has to be well documented by news firms. And then the major things we also look at is what is the consequences of the event? What is the impact of the event? What major decisions that event lead to people making or government making? So if there are informations like this about that particular event, or it meets this criteria, then we can consider that the event is enough to be kept on Wikipedia. For instance, events like 9/11, September 11th, we knew what happened about the bombing that happened, or yes, and then that's something that is very notable. And then there is a lot that was documented about it internationally. So that's just a simpler example I believe many people may know about. So such an event has a lot of coverage, and then it has significant impact even on the world at large because of the relations the United States of America had with other countries. The Trade Center was bombed, and then there was a lot of impact. So something like that, an event like that, can be documented on Wikipedia. And then I think this is the last one. We have the specific notability criteria are many, but I've just chosen few because of the time limit. So for books, the books need to just briefly, I'll not read all this. If the book is used as a guide for teaching in a university or in a college, it may qualify to be on Wikipedia. Or if the book has an author who is well recognized for other books that the person has written, that book may that book may merit to have an article on Wikipedia. Or if the book has won an award, an example would be uh, the books of someone like Chinua Achebe, and maybe Things Fall Apart, and then those other books. The author himself is well recognized. The books themselves has won awards and has been recognized globally. So books that meet these criteria may have an article on Wikipedia. So I've already mentioned that there are a lot of sectors that we have specific notability guidelines for. But I think for beginners, just choosing the first four to discuss would be good. Maybe if time permits, another time we may discuss more. Now, after mentioning all this, it means that the main thing is that we should look at significant coverage and then, getting information from reliable sources. So in the next slide, I would like us to look at how to spot fake news. So I would just run over these two. First, you have to consider the source, whether the people who publish the information, is it an authentic news firm or not? That would inform you whether the news is true or not. And then you have to check the author, the one who have written the information. Is the person trustworthy? Is the person already known for putting true information out there? Then it may guide you. And then you also check the date. Sometimes you just see an information that is circulating that everyone is posting, and then you can go and check, and it is something that was maybe something that's happened in 2005 or so, and someone just decided to repost it again, and it looks like new news. And then you also check your biases. We talk about writing from a neutral point of view. Please do not bring your personal favoritism in there. So you should check and see whether your personal interest is trying to influence your belief in the information that is put out there or not. They can publish information that someone has died from an authentic source, but because of the love you have for the person, you are still tempted to believe that that is not true. So you check your personal biases, and then read beyond, and then it is a joke. Find whether it is a joke or not. I would like to explain the two together. When we talk about read beyond, there is this kind of messages that someone will send you, a very interesting story. Then you start reading it and you will become so touched. It can be so emotional that you may even shed tears. But at the end of the information, you will find that, and then I woke up from my sleep. So imagine
Hello,
if you
my
read the
guys. I
yes.
okay.
Hello. Um, please, is someone speaking?
I've muted him. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I was trying to explain the read beyond and whether it is a joke. So I said you can read an information. The first part would be very interesting, but at the last part, you'll find the person would say that, and I woke up from my sleep. So if you had read only the first part of it, and then you decide to go and then document it, you realize that that is a fake news you are putting there. So you have to read everything and verify yourself whether it is true or not, and whether it is a joke or not, and then also get supporting sources. So you don't get information from just one particular source, then you go ahead to document. Try to find whether other news firms have documented the same information or not. And then the last one is ask the experts. So if you are someone who is into education, then you find something that is about, let's say, health, then there are things that you don't really understand. You may get someone who have that expertise to help you understand the information before you would go and then put your own opinions on Wikipedia based on your personal
Okay, sir. I
understanding.
have a question.
So okay, at this point, I would like to stop, and then in case anybody is having a question, you can put that forward. Then we look at it before we go to the practical session. I realize I spent a lot of time. I was trying to be brief as much as I can, but I have like 10 minutes left to go to the practical session. So please, if you have questions, let's make it quick. And sorry if I
Okay,
was moving
welcome.
so fast. Yes.
You can raise your hand for question, or you can add your question on the chat box. Please, you are welcome for questions. Anyone with a question, please share on the chat box. Hello, everyone. Do you hear me? Hello, welcome.
Hello, you are heard clearly.
Okay. You can add anyone with a question. You can add your question on the chat box or raise your hand, please. Welcome.
I don't think anyone. Hello, Khadija. Thank you so much,
Hello.
Abdurrahim. I don't think anyone has any question now, since they are not responding. I think you should just go on
Please,
with.
hello,
I think. Okay.
hello. Please, I
Um.
have a question.
Okay.
Sinaraim,
Welcome.
Can you
yeah,
hear me?
yes, Sinaraim,
Yes, I can
Abdurrahim.
hear you.
yeah. You made mention in your this thing, your talk, your this thing, one of your slides. You are saying that you can make edit for a family member in case he or she is a leader or so, right?
I said if someone meets the notability or criteria to be on Wikipedia, but the person is your close associate, like your mother or father, or even a company that you belong to, because of that close association, you can write article on that
Yeah.
particular topic or person.
Okay, but like, how can the Wikipedia leaders or those like the organizers, how can they get more information to know that you are being a family member of such a person?
Yes, it is usually very difficult for the Wikimedia movement or for we, the people in the space, to identify whether you have close relation with the person or not. But as members, I already mentioned that we have ethics in Wikipedia space. So we expect individuals to be civil, and then we should be truthful to ourselves. And then even aside that, if you are to write about your family member, once you write something that looks contradictory or that looks promotional, you are likely to have your account blocked because we have administrators who are looking over all the information that is there on Wikipedia. I can see, so that's it. Does that answer your question, please?
Okay. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
You are welcome. Hadija or Pascaline, can you go on with the moderation? It seems someone has also raised his hand.
Um, yeah. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. I think you can go on with the practical session. When you are done, they can now ask all their questions. Okay. Please,
Okay,
if you
okay.
have any question, kindly reserve it till he's done with the demonstration. If you think you will forget, you can ask in the chat. Thank you.
Paul has a question.
But
Sorry.
please, I just want to ask one question, Pascaline. Is there any single person here who doesn't have a Wikipedia account?
Oh,
Hello?
someone is saying that in the chat that she created an account somewhere in 2021 and she has not edited since then.
Okay.
Or you need someone that doesn't have an account at
No,
all.
the reason why I'm asking is, we don't have enough time. So if they are all already having Wikipedia account, there is no need for me to demonstrate how to create an account again. I can just go ahead with how to do the editing.
Okay,
So that means yes, I can go ahead with the editing itself. So for you to edit Wikipedia, I hope you can still see my screen. Can you see
Yes, we
my screen,
can.
please?
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
So you just come to your new tab and then click on wikipedia.org. If you are using any browser, whether Chrome or Edge, whatever browser you are using. So this is the interface you would see. Then you click on the language that you want to edit in. Today we will be using English since that's the common language we all understand. So we click on English. Now it will open like this. So when it opens like this, we usually have an article of the day that is displayed like we have here. If for you to edit an article, it's usually like editing an article always have a trigger. Maybe you were watching news from a particular news firm and then they mentioned that this person has died, this person has been awarded this or whatever, and then you want to go to Wikipedia and then add that to the person's information. So when you come to Wikipedia, if you already have an account, the first thing you do, you have to come to the search bar. So the search bar, we can find it here. This is where you can search about the person. But let me just remind us, before you edit Wikipedia, try to check on the top right corner to see whether your username is there or not. If your username is not there, it means that you are not logged in. So you are supposed to log in before you edit, and then it will count into your Wikipedia account. So here you can see knowledge and philosophy. That is my username. It means that I'm logged in. So the person that you want to edit about, or let's say a company or event, you come here on the search bar and then search about the person. So can anybody suggest a person for me to search about? Someone you know who is significant.
You can search Jimmy Wales. I don't know.
Okay, so okay, no problem. I remember yesterday I viewed a Wikipedia article about one politician in Ghana. Maybe I'll just use it as an example. Um, he's called Mahama Ayariga. Mahama Ayariga. So here's it, Mahama Ayariga. So the person's, once you start typing, the person's name or the topic you are searching for may appear. Then you click on it, then wait. So the article of the person has opened. Now, I realized that this man, this is a basic information about him, Mama Ayarga, when he was born, and then some little information about him on the first part, immediately after his name. Let me just make this clear. I'm coming to show how to edit existing articles for now, because creating a new article also has a lot we can discuss. You have to go to your sandbox to write about it before you can move it to the main space. But as a new person, I think editing existing articles would be the best thing to do for now. So that's why I'm choosing this. So when you open the article like this, you find basic information about the person. Now, if you want to edit it, you come to the top right here. I hope you are seeing the hand that I'm using, the hand sign. It points at edit. So you click on edit. So when you click on edit, it will now, this notice is just to tell us that the article I'm to edit is about a human being and then giving me some cautions. So I'll just try to close that. Now I have information about the person. You can now see that I have a blinking icon which shows that I can add or remove. So let's just check his name. We have Mahama Ayariga. So if I put the blinking icon there and then I click backspace, you can see that it is deleting the words. So that means that I cannot edit it. I'll just put that back. So Mahama Ayariga. I realized that he is the current majority leader for the 9th Parliament of Ghana. However, that is not in his main bio, which is something very important. That should be part of this first write-up. So since I know that information and then I know that it is true, am I just coming to write it here? No, because in the notability criteria and then the writing policies, we mentioned that the information you are writing should be referenced and it should be from an authentic source. So what I can do is I can go to a new tab and then maybe search something like Mama Ayarga appointed as majority leader and then see. So uh, Mahama. Okay, because it is something that is recent, it is already there. So let me search and see if I can find that information from an authentic source that I know. So this graphic online is among authentic sources that we have in Ghana. Maybe I can go more and then see. So you can see there are a lot of informations. Mind you, when you view something like this on the web, some would be about blog posts, others would also be some would be from authentic news firms, others may also be from just personal blogs. So you look for the ones that are from authentic sources. So I'll come back to the graphic online because it is part of the authentic news sources we have. So we have Mama Ayarga appointed as majority leader. So I click on it. So when if we just read here, it reads that the Boku Central Member of Parliament, Mama Ayaga, has been officially appointed as the new majority leader and the leader of government business in the 9th Parliament. So I have the information. So I can now confirm that the information I knew about, it really exists from an authentic source. So I can come back to his article and then write about it. So since it is just a session we want to demonstrate, I'll write he is he is the current majority leader in maybe Ghana Parliament or in the Parliament of Ghana. Sorry, in the Parliament of Ghana. So for demonstration purpose, I will not go much. So in the Parliament of Ghana, if I write this, now how do I source it? How do I add something that shows that it is from this particular source? So if you look in the article, you would see at the top, just in front of the Ghana I've written last, you see 1 and 2. That 1 and 2 are references. So I also want to add a reference that I got that information from Graphic Online. So what I will do is I'll come to the top. Make sure that the cursor is at the end of the write up that you have made. Then you come to the top. Now you come to the top, you would see the write up site with quotation marks. So that's what we'll have to click on. But before that, we come back to the news about him being about him being the majority leader. So we have it. What we'll do is we'll copy the link of the news. So I'll come here, copy the link. After copying the link, I'll come back to his article. Then make sure that the cursor is pointing at the end of the write-up I made. Then I'll come and click on Cite. Here, Cite. So if I click on it, it will give me an option to paste the link that I got. Remember the information you are getting could be from a book, it could be from a news firm as I mentioned, or from a different article. So if you check in the box, you say enter a link or reference code. The first one is ISBN, which is International Serial Bus Number, which is for books. You also have DOI, which is for articles. And then we also have the URL, which is what I just copied. So I'll paste the URL in the box. So I'll do Control plus V. So I've pasted that. Then I click on create. Okay, so if I click on create, it will load. After the loading, I click on insert. So as I click on insert, we can now see that just like the 1 and 2 we're having at the top, we are now having 1 here too. Number 3. So let me go down and then we check the references and see whether we'll see what we've added, the reference. So the third one. So I'll go to the end of the article. So the third one here. So we have it. Mahama Ayarga appointed as majority leader and leader of government business in the 9th Parliament. And then the source is Graphic Online. The date is, it was published on 23rd January 2025. Please, do we all understand this, or anyone want me to go to just demonstrate it again? Is that understood?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, you can go on. Go on.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
clear. Go on.
So
Right on.
after that, okay. So after that, you just come and click on publish. I've added my information. So what have I done? So I can just write updated information. Updated information. I can write updated information. And then I can click, this is it is a small edit we made, a minor edit. Then I click on publish. So we have your edit was published. So it means that if you now go and search about Mahama Ayariga, the information I added, which is he is the current majority leader in the Parliament of Ghana, it would be on his article. So we've just made an edit like that. So we can also see things like Ghana has a different color. National Democratic Congress has a different color. One of the most important thing on Wikipedia articles too is that we try to highlight important things so that even if you are reading and it is new to you and then you want to understand about it, then through that you can just click directly and then go to read about that particular thing, and then we call it interlink. So I would click on edit again and then show how to do the interlink. So, okay, I'm just going to give an example. So if I come to the career, let's assume the word profession was something that is new to us or something that is not that known, and then we want if someone is reading and want to know about it, we want the person to be able to get a different article about it on Wikipedia. What do we do? So for you to do that interlink like this ones, if I click on it, you will see that a link would appear. If I click on this particular one, it will take me to a different article that will explain to me what People National Convention is. So if I want to do something like that for the professional, what I'll do is I'll come and highlight the profession. So after highlighting it, you come and click on the chain sign. So the chain signs is interlink. So I click on it. If I click on it, I'll get things on articles on Wikipedia that are also titled profession. And then we'll have definitions. So you have to read simple definitions of it and see whether that is what you want to write about. So the first one is vocation founded upon specialized education. Yes, that's profession. So if that's what we want, I just click on it. So after clicking on it, you can see that profession 2 is now turned into light blue, which means that if someone is reading and he doesn't understand what profession is, if he comes and click on the profession, he would see the link. And then if he clicks on the link, it will take him to a different article that explains what profession means. But this one, I think profession is something that is simple and then everyone understand. So I wouldn't publish that. Otherwise, if I click on publish, if you now come to Wikipedia, the profession, okay, maybe let me do the publishing and then we see. So if I now come and publish, what did I do? I can write added uh, hyperlink. So added hyperlink, and yes, it is a minor edit. Then I click on publish. So when we come back, uh, the profession, so we can see that the profession is now also interlinked. So if someone is reading and want to know the meaning of profession, the person can just click on it and then it will open a new tab for the person to read about. Pascaline, how many minutes do I have more?
You have few more
Hello,
minutes, but
Pascaline.
yeah, you have few
Yeah.
more minutes,
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
but you
So
can continue.
okay, I want to show how to do a different thing again. So imagine I have an article like this about Muhammad Yarga. We have his early life and education. We have career, and then we have we have different headings. Imagine if I want to write you see election, those are headings. If I want to write something to create a new heading, let's say after the personal life, I want to create different thing about him, a new heading. So what I'll do is I'll come to where I want to add that particular heading. I'll just come and then put the cursor like this. So if I want to put the heading before the professional life, maybe I want it to be after the controversy, I'll just come and put the cursor at the end of the paragraph of the controversy, click on enter so that it will come down. Now when it comes down like this, and then I try to write, maybe because it is just a demonstration, maybe I wanted to write maybe entertainment. So if I write, sorry, entertainment. So if I write entertainment and then I want that to be a heading, just like we have personal life or things like the career and stuff, what I'll do is I'll come and then highlight it. So I'll highlight the entertainment and then I'll come here. At the top, you see paragraph. So you click on the paragraph, then you see heading. So you click on the heading. Once you click on the heading, it will change it to a bigger one like we have for the personal life. So if you now click enter, it will come below the line. Then you can write what you want. The same way, if you have written, let's say, entertainment, and then after that entertainment, you have things that are fallen under it, and then you also want those ones to be in sections. Maybe when we come to the entertainment, you want to write about maybe chess playing or chess. You want to write about chess, you want to write about maybe music, and then you want them to also have their headings for you to write for them. You just like the way we did for the entertainment, you highlight something like the chess, then you come to paragraph again, you come to subheading 1, then you click on it. It will also be a heading, but it will be under the entertainment. It will show that that one is under the entertainment. So you can see that the chairs that I highlighted, it is not having a line under it to show that it is a main heading like the entertainment had. So if you have another one like the music, then you can now click on it to come to paragraph. Then that one would be heading 2 in that order. Then you can keep on adding headings. And then if you want to change a new thing altogether in the article, which is a heading, you do it like I did for the entertainment. But since we are not to write it, then I would cancel that. So I want to remove it because we are not to use it. Okay. Now, just to show about finding the verifiability of the information, if we have shown you the references, how the references are done, and then in case you've read any information, then you want to also confirm yourself, you can just click on the reference like this, and then this would appear. Then when you click on the link, it will show you where the person has gotten the information from, and that will help you to know whether the information is authentic or not. Let me see what else may we need. Okay, so there are instances that too that you write an article, then you need to add images. So if for instance these elections, if there was an image that exists about Mahama Ayarga during the times of election, or any picture that we think is relevant to these elections, and we want to add it to the Wikipedia article, what we would do is we come and place the cursor where we want to add the image. So like this, before the controversy at the top, you can see that the cursor is blinking at the end of the paragraph. So if I want to add an image, I would have to come to here insert. But remember, before you can add an image onto Wikipedia, that image must be on Wikimedia Commons. Maybe not all of us may know Wikimedia Commons, but those who joined the other training, which was on Wikimedia Commons, would understand, or maybe later you can find out. So you need to have the picture on Wikimedia Commons. So after placing the cursor, come to the top and click on insert. So if I click on insert, I can see image and media, I can see template. What I want to add now is an image. So I click on image. If I click on the image, this is what I'm going to see. So I'll see a search button. So with the search button, if I know the image that I want to add, these images that shows here are just some images I uploaded myself recently to Wikimedia Commons. That's why they are showing. But I need to add a specific image. So I'll search about the image if I know its name. So let's say election. So let's assume there was let's assume this second image, which is about the voting woman, was what we wanted to add there. I know this is not the appropriate image. Just to demonstrate, I'll just double click on that image. That's from Wikimedia Commons. And then I come and click on use this image. So this section that is showing here is it want me to write. I'm supposed to write something that would appear with the image once I upload it. So maybe elections in Boku Central constituency. So I'll do this. I'll write it, and then I'll come and click insert. So you can see that the image has appeared here where I wanted it to be with the title that I have given. So we have it here. If I also want to enlarge it, you would see some small arrows here, some small arrow at the corner. You click on it, then you can drag, and then the image will enlarge. can increase in size or decrease in size. So I can decrease it and then I can also increase it. So if you want to add an image, that's also a way that you can add your image. You also have templates that you may need to add, like tables. You can all find that in the insert button. So I think basically I've covered the very basic things you need to do your editing. If there is any question, you can ask because the time is far gone, and I know I passed my time by more than 10 minutes. Yeah, I think about 70 minutes so far. So if there is any question about the editing, then you can ask, and then we tackle that too as well.
Please, how do you go about creating a new page altogether?
Okay, then let's go by that too. So now, if you want to create an article about someone,
Hello.
what you, yeah, hello.
Yeah, please. My question. I raised my hand for a very long time.
Please excuse
Okay,
me. Hello. Sorry. Hello. Please, if you want to ask any question, kindly raise your hand. I'll call you before you can ask so that it will be orderly. And also, if you don't want to speak, kindly ask your questions in the chat. I'll be there to collect them. Thank you. So the first person, kindly you can start responding to the first person now. I will call you, sir. Please, sorry.
I should respond to what?
I said someone asked a question, the first person. So you can go ahead and respond to that person. So when you are done, I will call on the next person that's raised hand.
Okay, so what's the question? Pascaline, please, what's the question?
Okay, I thought the first lady asked a question, but if
The question on how to create a new page altogether, a new page
Okay,
that has not been existing.
okay.
so that's what I'm coming to do. Okay, so let's note again, if you think of creating an article for a person on Wikipedia, we don't come and then we just start creating the article. What you are supposed to do is always to search about the individual. And then let me remind you, there are instances that there would be information about a person or about an event on Wikipedia, and it will be part of a particular article. Something can be a little bit notable, but doesn't meet the full notability criteria. And because of that, it will be part of the sections of a different article. So before you try to create an article, what you have to do is to come to the search button again and search about what you want to write about. So here, whether it is a person or a company or whatever you want to write about on Wikipedia, you have confirmed that that particular topic or that particular person or company has met the notability criteria. You come to the search button and write the name of that thing. But and then let me mention this one too. If it is a human being, uh, the person may have his real name and also have a stage name. If it is someone like a musician, so that someone can have his real name. People like Burna Boy, you have his real name and then he has the Burna Boy as well. So if you have to search, you can come and search the Burna Boy, or you come and search the real name, because after writing the real name, most of the time in the naming criteria too, if the person is having a popular name, after writing the main name, we do bracket and then we put the stage name as well, so that that person can be identified specifically. So for instance, we have a business startup that we call Halls Novation. I know it doesn't exist on Wikipedia, so I'll use it as an example and show how to create a new article. So I'll search Halls Novation Limited Company and then search. So if I search, I would see there were no results matching the query. And it reads, the page Horse Innovation Limited Company does not exist. You can click on Horse Innovation Limited Company, which is marked with red, to create the page directly, or you may create a draft and submit for review. Please, editors, if you are to create an article, don't go and use the create the article directly. Let me read it again. The page Horse Innovation Limited Company does not exist. You can click on Horse Innovation Limited Company to create the page directly. Don't use that one. Let's not try to create pages directly. And then the next option is, or you create draft and submit for review. So it's good you create the draft for review, so that even if you write later, you can come and modify them until you are sure that everything is okay before you move it to the main space. So I'll click on create draft and submit it for review. So I click on it. So if I click on it, they say thank you for your interest in contributing to Wikipedia. Before creating Wikipedia, they try to tell you that before creating draft article, you can practice by first editing in your personal sandbox. So the sandbox is where you can do all your dirty work. All your dirty editing can be done there. So maybe I can click on my sandbox. Let me click on that for now. If I want, I can come back and click on the next and then show how we use that one too. So click on your personal sandbox. So if I come to my sandbox, you can see Kodu Technology. This is a company that I wanted to write about, and I've written some information. So let's assume if I had clicked on the sandbox and Kodu Technology was not in existence on this page, it would have been an empty space. Let me just come. So when you come to the sandbox too, like anywhere on Wikipedia, you have to click on edit. You click on edit. So you click on edit like this. Because I already have something in my sandbox, if I wasn't having this, it will just come directly and to be an open space for me to write. So I already told us how to create the heading, like how I'm having the Kodu Technology. Then when you read through, you see the blue links. I showed how to do the blue links. Then you also see the references here. That one too, I showed how to do the references, everything. Now you have your new article. You have written that in the sandbox. Remember, when you write something in the sandbox like this, if someone search about it on Wikipedia, that person will not be able to see it when you are writing on the sandbox. So after writing everything on the sandbox, you will have to come here on the move and click on move. And then when you click on move here, it's because mine I've already worked on it. If I hadn't worked on it, here it would have been like this. Here would have been user. If you click on the move, here would have been user. So I'll change the user to um, article. I'll choose the user to article because that's an article I want to create. So I would have changed it. And then here, because I've written it, it would have been empty. So I'll write the name of the article I'm creating, which is Kodu Technology. So I write Kodu Technology, and then here I'll have reason. What's my reason? And then my reason is I want to move it to the main space. So here we have move to main space. So I'll click on move to main space because I've already done all my work in the sandbox, and then I'm okay with it. Then I want to move it. So after that, I'll click on move. Okay, they said the page. I've already moved it to the main space recently. So that's the reason why they are giving me this information. So if you have done all your editing, then you click on the move space, it will now move it, and then it will review, and then within some time it will now appear on the main space. So I'll come back again and then continue from the other way of creating the article. So I'll search about House Innovation Limited Company again. There is also something called Upload Wizard. So we can use the Wikipedia creation. It has a wizard that we can use. Then we can try that too. So I search for it. So the same. So create draft and submit. I click on it. So here, instead of coming to the personal sandbox, I can create on next. And if I click on next, so they said your article will be declined if topic is not notable, violates copyright, all the rules and regulations that we stated about the notability, the copyright, referencing, they talk about everything for you to know what you must follow. So we've listed learned that. So we click on next again. And then they give you more information again. And then you have, I'm paid to edit this. I'm writing about myself or a close personal subject. Remember, we already established that you are supposed to write from a neutral point of view. So you are not supposed to be paid to write on Wikipedia. So you should not choose this. And I'm writing about myself. You can write about yourself or a close person, as I mentioned, a company you are in, or a family member. So you ignore that too. Now, I'm not connected to the subject. You click on that. Now I come here, enter the name of your draft here. My draft is Halls Novation. Sorry. So Halls Novation Limited company. So I'll click on create. So I have my draft here. So if I want to write about it, let's say Halls Novation Limited company. Uh, sorry. So Halls Novation Limited company. So I write the main heading. Usually the name of the company or the name of the person is the top thing. So after writing it, we can see that it is small. So I highlight. The usual we come to paragraph, and then I click on heading. Then it will become a big one like this. If I click on enter, I'll write about whatever. Maybe Horse Novation is a startup in where I write all the information, add my references. If I want to add about, maybe their product, or about services, I write services. That would be maybe a different heading, a new heading altogether. I come to paragraph, another heading again, then write whatever I want. And remember, writing, we'll put all our references like I mentioned. After that, you click on publish. But this one, I will not click on publish because we are not doing anything that is we are not doing authentic thing. We are just doing demonstration. So if I click on publish, it will go for a review. So once it goes for the review, and then the administrator sees that everything your write-up is encyclopedic, and then it is from authentic source, your referencing and everything is okay, it will now be allowed to go to the main space. So those are the two ways you can you can create a new article. I hope this is understood. Pascaline.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much. There's a question in the chat. I'll just read it out.
Okay, then read.
Someone is asking, how do you merge related Wikipedia articles? Then another person asks, how about when the person or particular thing is still new on the Wikipedia? Is there need to search?
I don't get the second question, but I got the first question.
Okay, I think this person asked this question. That time you were saying that if you want to create an article, you first of all search for it. Okay, so the person now is now asking if there is a need to search a particular article. He said when the article is still new on Wikipedia, is there need to search? I think the person should raise hand so that I'll call you to unmute and ask your question. So you can respond to the first one.
So the merging of the articles is also, you can merge two articles, but it has some few coding steps that are involved, and then those things I don't have it with me here. I know it has imaging stuff. I've done it before, but I'm not having that right up. That person, if he's on the page, maybe after this training he can reach out. I can schedule for that. It has some curly bracket stuff that you do before you do the merging. But that one too, you have to make sure that the articles you are merging are so related, and then there is the need for them to be merged. Because you may see two articles, and then you think they all don't deserve to have their own articles, and then you try to make them, and later you have a problem. So another thing is you can come and then on the page, and then try to propose the merge on the top page for other people to see whether it is appropriate or not before you can even go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, that's okay. Yeah.
Right, someone else. Wally Wikimedian, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Senior Rahim,
Yeah.
hello.
Good evening.
Yes.
Yeah, please. I have
Yes.
a question. You were saying if you want to upload like
I'm supposed to. I'm the one supposed to talk.
Wally Wikimedian, please unmute yourself and speak.
Yes. I can hear.
I
Yeah.
said
I'm
hello. Can you hear?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I'm
Excuse me.
listening. Hello.
Excuse me, Abdul Kudus.
Okay.
Please let Wally Wikimedian ask question first, then I'll call you to ask your question. Thank you.
Okay.
And then Pascaline, I just want to maybe after the meeting, the code for requesting for the merging of the articles, I may share it on the page because, as I said, you have some curly brackets. You have to write the name of the articles that you want to merge, and then you state the reason why you want to merge it. There is date and stuff. It's a little bit complicated. So, if anything, I can drop it on the page as well
Okay, thank
after
you.
the presentation. Otherwise, it will also take a lot of time for us to go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So that person can ask the question.
Yeah, thank you. Wally Wikimedian, please go ahead.
yeah. My question is about the references. So when you were talking about how to reference using the Mama Ayarga article, so
Mhm.
I read you copy the URL of the news feed. So you can see that the information that you are trying to write on the article is also there. Why don't you copy the information on that source and then paste it on the article and then cite?
Okay. So if I hear you clearly, you are asking that the information I came back to write on Wikipedia, when you go back to the source, which is Ghana Online, the information was already there. I didn't copy it and come and paste, but I came to also write it again. Why not if I did the copy and paste? Is that what you asked?
Yes.
Yes. So let's remember that when I was doing my presentation, I said um, copyright is very important and plagiarism is not allowed. So if you have information on a news firm and then you are coming to write it on Wikipedia, you need to change the wording. So if let's say in the news firm it's written that Abdurrahim drank the tea, if I'm coming to Wikipedia to write, I'll not write the same thing. I may write the tea was drunk by Abdurrahim just to change the wording to make sure that it is not a plagiarism. Unless things that are like names, for instance, the majority leader, there is no way we can change about that. The parliament, there is no way we can change something about that because that is the name. So, or it is a very short sentence that cannot be changed. Something like Amma is a boy. I don't think there is a way that you can change it. But if it is a full sentence, you should be able to rephrase it. Or if it is a write up, you have to read through, get the understanding, then you rephrase it your own way, but do the referencing. So copy and paste is not allowed. Hope that answered your question.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Asare Paul, you raised your hand before. I don't know if you still want to ask your question, but your hand is not raised now. But you raised it before when I told you that you should wait till question and answer session. Has your question been answered, or you still need
Okay.
clarification?
Yeah. So actually, mine was a suggestion or add up to the question my brother asked. Ibrahim asked about creating article about yourself or a family member or maybe someone you know. Yeah. So I just wanted to add like you can create an article for yourself, but I think Wikipedia don't advise you to create an article for yourself or maybe someone you're close to, because you'll be forced to write certain things that will go contrary to their rules and stuff. So you just have to try and create articles outside your circle. You are free to go because you will be tempted to write certain things and you might be biased in the writing. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Abdul Kudus, please go ahead and ask your question. Abdul Kudus, are you there? You can unmute yourself now and ask your question.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Please, I want to know more about references. I see so many references attached to a particular article. So I want to know, how do you go about that to have many references for a particular article, especially academic work? I don't know if you understand my question.
Yes, I understand. Okay, so let me answer that. Let me just come and open the article of Ghana. So if I have an article of Ghana, she mean if I come to the end like this, if I come to the references, we have a lot of here is the reference section. We have about let me see how many. Sorry. We have about 250 references, and she's asking, how do you come by that? Remember, I said Wikipedia is an aggregator of information. So I'll come here and then demonstrate. So if we get the article of Ghana, let's just look at the first paragraph, the last part of it, where we have of Kwame Nkrumah. After that, we see 7, we see 8, we see 9. Please, do we see that? Hello, Pascaline.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so if you see the 7, 8, 9, she's asking about how we can have so many references. So there is a possibility that the person who wrote the article, maybe the first reference he had for this particular information he cited was just the 7. Another person can find the same information on a different news firm. So what he would do is the person would come and follow the referencing process, just like the way I showed, and add another reference. Different person may also find the same information on different news firms. So let's say maybe one from could be from maybe Ghana News Television, one could be from Metro TV, one could be from CNN. So when I was talking about how to spot the fake news things, I said you should have multiple sources. So the same information, you may have different news firms that have written about it, or maybe the same news firm have written different information about it. And anywhere that you go, you are supposed to add reference. So that's the reason why at the end of the article, you see that you can have about 20, 30 references. Because one thing, we can have 2, 3 references. And then the more the references you have to a particular statement, the more authentic it would be, because it's the reference that shows that what you have written is true. So that's how you see so many references for one article. Yes, you need to read a lot and then gather information from different sources. With that, you have many references. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thank you. Abdul Kudus, please ask your question so that we can move ahead. Abdul Kudus, are you still there? Kindly unmute yourself and ask your question, or has your question been answered? Yeah, he's not responding. I don't think there's any more question.
Okay.
Okay, there is one question in the chat. How do we manage disagreements with other editors? Kindly answer that briefly so that.
Okay, so if you edit an article and then someone comes and then someone edit it, usually there is something we call top page, which I mentioned. Mostly, if someone comes and then change the information you edited, he'll write the reason why he has written that. So, for instance, you write a particular information, someone come and remove it and tell you that the reference you kept there was not from an authentic source. If and write that on your top page, what you have to do is to just write, okay, maybe I didn't know, or that was a mistake I made. Thank you. That's all. For instance, we had a photo walk for Wikilove Earth, and then after that, I had a lot of nice pictures that I wanted to add to articles. I added a number of pictures to articles, and then later I came and then I saw that there was a write up on my top page. I checked, and then the another editor told me that yes, the pictures I'm adding are nice and good, but I added some pictures to places that they were not supposed to be. So because of that, he removed them. I just told him, thank you. That was a mistake. I didn't know. And then he also give me further explanation of the criteria I should look at to add those images, because he had more knowledge in that area. So I thanked him, and then the problem was solved. But if someone edits what you have edited, and then you want to prove to the person, or you come and then you want to insult, it wouldn't go well. So just try to get the reason why your article has been edited, and then ask for clarification for people to tell you why, and then you follow the right procedure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Abdurrahim. I don't think we have any more questions. Thank you so much, Abdurrahim, for this insightful training on how to edit Wikipedia. It was very, very interesting. I learned so many things, and I believe everyone here is very was filled. Let me use the word. So thank you so much for this insightful session. It was a very interesting demonstration you did there. Very easy to understand. So thank you so much. Um, then I don't know, Khadija, are you still here?
Hello, Pascal.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if there's any other thing you want to add.
Okay, I don't have any other thing to add.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. But before we leave, I want you to. I sent a link. Is the attendance form for this training. So I sent the attendance form to the chat. So kindly fill the attendance form. And I would also want to take a screenshot of those that are in attendance. However, some people have left. So I don't know if you can on your camera so that we can just take a picture. Abdurrahim, since you are using a system, can you help us take the screenshot?
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, then let me stop the screen sharing so that
Yes, you
I
can stop
can.
sharing your screen now.
Yes.